On this slide, we see four main risks for now. The first one is that United States access to European data. The second one, it depends on one single provider. It means that if you start, for example, AWS, using AWS from the beginning, you may have vendor lock-in in future when you start depends on their managed service and not able to move to other provider, or it will be very complicated to you in case if some condition will change. The third one is unstable pricing. It's mostly the same as previous one. However, it mostly depends to billing process when in case, for example, if AWS will change their billing model or tax stuff, it will mean that European business may have the impact to it. And the fourth one is geopolitical risks. In our days, it starts to be more and more serious. Risks tied to using American infrastructure in top context of global conflicts. This is a serious, this is a system level problem, and we cannot ignore it. It's not just a technical issue, it's about trust, legal clarity, and control. Let's look at some case studies because real examples hit harder than theory. In the Microsoft Ireland case, the United States asked for access to data stored physically in Europe. With Privacy Shield, the European Union canceled the deal because it didn't protect citizen rights. And in the Netherlands, we saw how sanctions can affect digital infrastructure. And there is not only these cases currently on the table. These cases show how legal and political conflicts can impact access to cloud data, even in peaceful times. They highlight just how vulnerable the system really is. This slide is sum up the legal differences between European Union and United States. In the United States, the government has border rights to access data, often without telling the user. However, in European Union, there is more transparency, mandatory breach notifications, and the right to go to the court. So even if you choose a European data center, if it's owned by a United States company, your data still might not be fully protected. Let's look where we are right now. I mean, European businesses in European countries. The countries with the highest cloud adoption in Europe currently, it's Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and Malta. But using the cloud doesn't mean actually owning it. The data might be ours, but the infrastructure often isn't. That is the sovereignty gap where we are talking about. Even through European depends on external providers, the cloud market here is growing fast. We see strong growth in healthcare, finance, and public sector, but high usage depends mean high control, and that is a challenge. The cloud market in Europe is growing fast. It's currently over 185 million in 2024. That shows there is strong demand. But it also raises key question. Who is meeting that demand and under what rules? Growth is good, but it need to go with some control. We'll put this slide here because artificial intelligence is currently one new player and we are not able to ignore it. Training AI models taking massive computing power, and most of that happened on cloud platform like Amazon or Google. But here is the tricky part. If an AI model follows European law, but isn't hosted, it hosts the infrastructure in United States, which law should win? That's a big legal gray zone. But AI isn't just a risk, it's also a massive opportunity. It's a creative boost, a way to build faster, smarter, and better. To make the most of it, Europe needs to not only use AI, but also own the tools behind it. Uh, Europe isn't standing still. Initiative like Gaia-X, European Union Fed Cloud, and CSP are shaping a new vision of cloud sovereignty. Most are still in the concept or a pilot phase, but the direction is clear. When we are talking about Gaia-X, it is not about technology. It's a platform built on values, openness, transparency, and control. But turning the vision into reality is taking time. This slide is about ambition, but also about the challenge ahead. A sovereign cloud in European Union means infrastructure that fully respect data protection law. Uh, it's local, transparent, and often built on on-premise or on open source technologies. This isn't just about tech. It is the foundation of true digital sovereignty. Let's look at European cloud providers that follow GDPR and Gaia-X standards. It's not just a security, it's also about ethic, local data control, sustainability, open source, and transparent business model. These providers are building clouds that's safer, fairer, and more responsible by design. These local providers may not have a scale of AWS or Azure, but they align with European values and support our vision of digital independence. Sovereignty isn't about size, it's about control. Let's compare hyperscalers with the local providers. Each has their own pros and cons. The main question is what risk are you willing to accept? For example, big public clouds have huge amount of managed services, unlimited resources, rich list of cost optimization plans, and so on and so on and so on. However, local solutions may be less flexible, but they are often much safer and often much cheaper. Infrastructure isn't just a technical stuff, it's a whole ecosystem. And the more complex it is, the harder it is to change. That is why planning should be based on a business requirement and have clear strategy. Not just focus on the technology, but on long-term goals. Here's an example from SaaS industry in the manufacturing. Um, Basically, choosing Hessner as an optimal solution to meet regulatory requirements while reducing costs. Uh, Actually, the company has their own specific requirements, I mean business requirements, and after some analysis, they choose Hessner local provider based in Germany. However, the first decision was to use AWS. This proves that the idea of sovereign cloud is realistic. Even in complex regulatory environment, you can find a solution that offers both compliance and technical flexibility. It's a conscious choice to go with a powerful local player. Let's move to the more practice part and discuss how can Europe balance collaboration with autonomy in the cloud space. First of all, there is no one size fits all recipe for cloud independence. A successful strategy doesn't start with choosing a provider or technology. It starts with risk analysis. What does it mean in a practice? First of all, it's your risk appetite. How much risk is your company or organization willing to take? Are you prepared for a potential data breach, government interference, or service changes? If you're a startup, that's one level. But if you're a national regulator or a hospital, it's a whole different story. The second is regulatory requirements. Do you fall under GDPR or perhaps DORA or NIS2? Depending on your sector, finance, healthcare, public sector, the regulatory landscape and expectation can vary widely. And the third part is technical maturity. If you have a strong DevOps team, you might be able to handle a multi-cloud setup or fully custom solution. But you're just starting. It's important to not overestimate your resources. And most importantly, managing risk doesn't mean avoiding it. It means being aware of what could go wrong and have a solid plan to deal with it. Um, this is like a list of concrete steps from data classification to building a multi-cloud architecture. So, how to build cloud independence from our point of view? The first one is to diversify cloud stack. Don't pull your eggs into one basket. Avoid full dependence on a single provider, especially United States-based hyperscaler. Consider a multi-cloud or hybrid approach. For example, for core workloads, you can use AWS or Azure. And for sensitive or regulated data, use provider like OVH or Hetzner or any other local providers. This boosts flexibility and allow for a quicker response to legal or political changes. The second one is classify your workload. Not all data is equally sensitive. Break down your workload into segments. High-risk data like personal, financial, or medical info should stay on European sovereign cloud. Low-sensitive data like test environments or general services can run on large and cost-optimized platforms. This way, you don't sacrifice performance, but you also don't put your most critical data at risk. The third one is ensure data portability. Make sure you can move if you need to. Use things like open source tools and methodologies. Use containers like Docker. Use infrastructure as a code to keep all your configuration in a stateful state. And try to use standardized APIs. There are many different approaches to do this. This helps you to stay cloud agnostic meaning your setup isn't locked to the one provider. So if you ever need to switch, it won't be a disaster. It's just a manageable process. And the fourth one is build or partner with the skilled teams. Code isn't just about tech, it's about people. So you have to invest in your in-house skills. It's something like DevOps, it's security and compliance, it's multi-cloud architecture, or work with the partners who can support you. It's not just about knowing the tools, it's about understanding the legal and strategic risks too. So the bottom line, cloud independence isn't about saying no to big providers. It's about making smart, informed choice, deciding where your data lives, how it managed, and who can access it. This slide is like your action map. You don't have to do everything at once, but you do need to start. Uh, why multi-public cloud strategy is actually matter. In traditional model, a company picks one provider like AWS or Azure and becomes fully dependent to them. That means relying on their access policy, their pricing, their political risk, and their legal jurisdiction. With a multi-cloud strategy, you spread the risk. For example, sensitive data, keep it on European clouds that follow GDPR. Less critical or high-performance stuff, use hyperscalers like AWS or speed up scale. It's all about balance, staying flexible while staying in control. What do you get in this approach? It's like first, it's a flexibility. You choose right cloud for each job. Second one, it's a control. You stay in charge of your most important data. Third one is a lower risk. No single provider can set all the rules. And European Union compliance, especially key for public sector, finance, and healthcare. Let's move to the more practical side. There is, as we mentioned, there is no one-size-fits-all cloud strategy. A small business, a public institution, and a bank all have different needs, risks, and resources. That's why we don't just talk about cloud independence, but also about cloud resilience. Why does it matter? Because it's not longer just about where your data is stored. It's about how quickly you can recover if something go wrong. Just think about it. Think about cyber attacks, new sanctions, or political changes. A cloud provider shutting down some service in some region, or new legal rules. There are multiple possible way to make your life more complicated. Good resilience means cloud resilience means being able to keep your critical services running no matter what. Reduce the impact of external threats. Quickly switch between providers or regional if needed. For small and medium businesses are often the first move is to the cloud. Yeah, so they starting from some big public clouds as usual. Why so? Because they have limited resources, want to scale fast, and need to keep costs low. But they are also the group most at risk of vendor lock-in, where they choose a cloud provider without long-term thinking, and later switching becomes expensive or nearly impossible. So what matters for small and middle-sized business? First of all, it's speed, getting a product to market fast. Second one is a flexibility. Scaling resources up and down depends on your needs. The third one is the costs. Working with tight budgets, especially in the early growth, it's like very important. And simplicity. No larger in-house tech team to manage complex setup. That's why many companies choose AWS or GCP or Azure, because this platform able to provide you a quick setup to start, offer infrastructure as a service, provide a wide range of tools and products, require minimal time and budget to develop and manage infrastructure, and many others tools. Okay. When we talk about other types of companies like public sectors and governments, it's not just about storing data. It's about national security, government control, and public trust. And here, the cost of mistakes can be extremely high. What are the key priorities for public institutions? I would say that the first one is a regulatory compliance, like GDPR, NIS2, national security law, and in some cases, even defense regulations. Second one, it's a security, isolating critical services, controlling access channels, and auditing who has access to what. And the third one is sovereignty, making sure that data is stored and processed within the country or within the European Union. What are the main challenges? Big cloud providers like Microsoft or Amazon offer powerful infrastructure, but they don't always comply with the legal laws or national priorities. Some governments also faced pressure from lobbying or simply choice the easy option was already up and running. As a real example, France Health Data Hub initially chose Microsoft Azure. What was the result? Public backlash from politicals, legal experts, and civil society. Eventually, the project was moved to OVH Cloud, and European providers align with European Union regulations. So, what strategic advice can be here? Implement risk-based segmentation. Not all government services are equal in terms of sensitivity. Critical systems like healthcare, national registers, taxes, infrastructure should run on sovereign cloud platforms. Non-critical systems like internal website or basic analytics can be part of a public cloud or hybrids or multi-cloud model. This slide speaks directly of large enterprises, especially those in regulated industries. This organization faced very high demand around resilience, scalability, and compliance. What do they need? They need scalability. It's a fast growing workload, seasonal spikes, and global operation require infrastructure that can scale quickly and flexibly. Resilience. Any downtime can cost millions, which is why multi-regional and multi-cloud architecture here is very reasonable. Compliance. These industries deal with complex regulation. For finance sector, it can be DORA, GDPR, ISO, PSD2. For healthcare, it's HIPAA, MDR, national laws. For telecom sector, it's often can be some kind of extra security requirements. The main challenges here is, as for me, it's a vendor lock-in. Relying too much on one cloud provider creates compliance risk, especially in the face of transatlantic legal or political conflicts. The second one, costs and legal unclarity. Cloud services pricing is increasing, and international legal frameworks are changed fast, especially for data transfers. What strategic advice can be here? Perform vendor dependency and risks audits. What does it mean? Audit your vendor dependency, including APIs, storage, locations, and technical integrations. Identify your critical touch point where you are relying to a third-party providers. How to classify your workloads. Okay, so let's say that first one, it's like a critical data. It's a transactional data, personal records. It should be on a sovereign clouds with compliance with the local data protection laws, and so on. The second one is compliant. It's a reporting, payment processing. In such case, we use certified cloud that meets industry standards like ISO or GDPR. And commodity. It's analytics, DevOps stuff, testing environments, and so on. It can be stored in a public clouds without comprehensive compliance. What's important to remember here? Many companies build custom platforms on top of public clouds, but are careful to maintain portability policies to avoid vendor lock. One more here is that the shift toward a hybrid strategy is common. Critical workloads stay in on-premise or in a sovereign cloud. Everything else can run in a public clouds. In large organization, the cloud is not just a tool, it's like a trust infrastructure. And because of this, you cannot just go with your gut. You need to clear strategy, audits, and a roadmap within a 3 or 5 years perspective. It's this slide is a big picture of everything we have talked about. The goal of Europeans' cloud strategy isn't shut out of the world, but to strengthen our digital position. The main message is we are not against the United States. We are for choices. We are not afraid of a big clouds. We are for control. We are not building a digital wall. We are building a resilient, adaptable architecture. Why is this still about resilience? In the digital world, resilience means the ability to quickly react to changes in a policy or law. being able to recover access to service after cyber incident or being blocked. Independence from price hikes and decision made by one provider. How do we make this happen? As we discuss, classify workloads, distribute services across different clouds to avoid putting all eggs in one basket, be ready technically and legally to switch providers when needed. The message for C-level, as the public sector and investors. Sovereignty isn't about creating conflicts. It's about self-reliance. It's not about controlling of all the clouds. It's about controlling what matters to you. It's about responsibility, strategic vision, and crisis preparations. The first step is not what basically we can do right now. The first step is to audit where your data is stored, who has access to it, and how align with regulations. This is the foundation of your cloud independence strategy. Why you should start now? Um, a lot of companies only start thinking about their cloud strategy when something goes wrong, like data breach, a policy change by a provider, or a new regulations. But the truth is, a solid strategy starts with diagnosis, not a crisis. What you should do right now, first of all, check where your data is stored. What countries are your server in? Do they fall under US law like Cloud Act? Um, Second one, who has access to your data, both technically and legally? Even if your cloud is physically in Germany, the owner might be company from United States or China. Third one, which services are critical to your business? Which ones are essential to keep things running smoothly? Which services can you move easily? And the fourth is, do you have an exit strategy? Your exit strategy should be plan of your architecture from day one. If tomorrow your providers raises price or change their policy, how quickly you can migrate? Uh, you can fix what you don't measure. And audits is your starting point. Without it, you cannot build plan of budgets or a growth forecast. Cloud independence isn't a destination, it's a process. And the sooner you start, as more freedom, flexibility, and resilience you will have tomorrow. Okay, so basically that's it. In case if there are any questions, you can put it in chat and I will check it out. Okay. The first question is, are there significant difference in how European-based providers implement service mesh, observability, and CI/CD pipelines? It's a more or less technical question. and it's mostly related to a list of service managed service which European-based providers, European cloud providers can provide. However, if we try to compare it with big players like AWS or Microsoft, they will definitely on the bottom. And I would say that one more uh, poor part of European cloud providers is a lack of integrations between third-party services. For example, like with a GitHub or with a GitLab or with Atlassian services or something like this. Okay, the next one is flexibility, complexity, high risk, more maintenance, more skilled. Yeah, basically, that's it. It's a, let's say, never-ending story. However, it's always about like a balance. Yeah, so when you put this like a equal mark, you always need to follow your like a business requirements, because it's not only one goal, yeah, for you. So it can be cost optimization, it can be some, I don't know, performance stuff, or it can be security. And when you make a choice for a next step, you always need to think about this balance. Yeah, so Matthias, it's definitely true. So it's not like about anti-American stuff, but it's better for like a trust and verify. Um, I think that currently we are doing very important exercise regarding trust, regarding relationship between business and cloud providers, and it's a good time. I suppose it's a good time for European cloud providers to make a next step when you can provide, some kind of new value and be more powerful in this competition with the big players. Uh, Eugen, I agree that multi-cloud is usually very painful stuff. Yeah, especially in case if you have no mature DevOps team and infrastructure architecture design. Uh, it's as we mentioned, it's also about like your risk strategy. So what is more important for you in case if you in case if you feel this painful of multi-clouds. However, you have to protect your data because in other hand, you will have a big pain with I don't know, with a legal or with a data loss. So you need to make a decision what is the more important for you. How do sovereign cloud providers like OVH or Hetzner handle high availability and failover compared to AWS and Azure? It's a good question. Um, I would say that this mostly on a uh, on the end user side. So in case if you're using AWS, you have tons of managed service which have this high availability and failover on a background. However, for case of Azure or in case of OVH or Hetzner, you have to do everything by your own. So you have to build your own clusters. You have to create your own BCP plans. So you're not able to use, for example, AWS backup service or something like this. Yeah, it's much more complicated in terms of implementation. However, it can be much more cheaper because you can save your budget, I don't know, in a compute side or in a traffic side or in other places. My service is about GERT solution. What services in terms of the topic discuss you provide? Basically, I would say that we have started from classic DevOps services, and now we are mostly working on um, I would say, digital transformation side uh, and consulting things. So we are able to provide for our clients consulting regarding cloud architecture, do a correct make audits of their current state of things, and provide a suggestion how to build their infrastructure depends on their business needs. What else? Um, do you have any contacts with United States commissions? Um, Actually, for now, it is not. However, because we are actually a service company and we work with our clients in their, however, they, like in the next step, they have these contacts with European Union commissions. We don't work with their with them directly. However, when we provide our services to our clients, we have to follow these regulations, and actually we do it. Okay. Any other questions? In case if there are no questions, I said that I really thank you to join us today. Keep in touch, and probably we will meet you in a Stockholm Tech Show next week. So, yeah, thank you one more time. Have a nice evening. Take care. Bye bye.